Hey kids, welcome back to the Hey Lamb podcast. I'm your host Matt, aka Treacle, and this is my safe space and yours where we get to geek out about Mariah Carey together. Thank you to everyone who is getting behind the podcast. You can support the podcast by becoming a member of my YouTube channel, and you can access the after show, which is Hey Lamb Extra Chop, and you get some extra time with each guest every week. And you can also buy me a little drink at buymeacoffee.com/heylamb. And cheers and thank you to those of you who have done that. There's also the Instagram you can get over on at Hey Lamb Podcast, and there's clips and things going on. You can play spin, pin and bin over there with me and my guests. So yeah, this is episode, what are we on now? 16, 17. We're approaching 20. We're getting close to 20, and I'm having so much fun each and every week. This week I am super excited to bring someone new to the podcast but not new to the channel. You all know and love him. We are saying Hey Lamb to Nayth. Hey Nayth, how are you?
Hi, I'm fantastic, fabulous. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to the podcast at long last. We've been wanting to do this for a while, but it's taken a minute.
Yeah. I was starting to get a complex. I was like, I'm seeing all these people, but should I have a complex? But
Well, I'll say I've been busy. I haven't been very busy until lately, but you've been quite busy, and it's just like a scheduling thing. But also, you were still on my channel. I think I had a list of people that I wanted to get on the show, and you were definitely on that list because you're a good lamb friend of mine, and we have collaborated. You know, we've been on the YouTube and stuff together, so I definitely wanted to have you on, but I felt like I would get around to you because you were still popping up on the channel in the Lamb versus Lamb quiz series. So you've been up on the YouTube channel, but now we're finally getting you on the podcast, so this will be a fun one because I know you can talk about Mariah, like talk and talk and talk.
I have no idea what you're trying to imply, but I'll take it.
We all know. But no, this is great because this is the whole point of the podcast. It's an hour, it's a safe space, and we just get to geek out and just chit chat and whatever. And if we go off on tangents, we go off on tangents. That's fine. Maybe it makes it a little bit harder for me in editing, but that's fine. That's all the fun. Plus there's the after show as well. So if there's tangents, I get to put that in the after show. So it really is just fun because it's conversation, and that's what I love to do. Speaking of Lamb versus Lamb, we did the first ever live one a couple of weeks ago.
We did.
I really loved it. How was it for you?
Of course you freaking loved it because I lost.
Not all of them.
I won one. But it was fun. It was great fun. I thought I'd let somebody else have a chance of winning.
Yeah, because you never gave me a freaking chance. You never gave me a chance to win.
It's because I'm too competitive.
You are. Well, that was something that I mentioned in the live stream, is that when we recorded the Lamb versus Lamb quiz videos, we would take like a while, aka as long as we needed, to get to an answer. And you are really competitive because I would tap out and I'm like, we've been thinking about this for 2 minutes. I can't think of it. I don't know which song this obscure lyric is from, or I can't work out which year exactly this rare photo is from. Whereas you would really like, no, just let me think about it. And you wouldn't let us move on until you got an answer.
See, if I know I don't know, then I'm fine to, accept defeat. But when I know something, and like a song lyric, like I know it because I know as soon as I'll just eat myself up, and I know it. So I'm like, I do know it. Just it's fine. But
just need a second to dig it out. Well, I love the live stream because that's something that I'm thinking of maybe doing with Lamb versus Lamb is, I don't know, maybe moving it to that format. Maybe having a few videos on my channel where it's like a practice round where I'll put a few questions up on screen just with like graphics. So here's a question. There's like a 10-second countdown, and then boom, the answer appears. So people get used to the types of questions, because we had Guess the Year from Rare Photos. It was, can you tell me where Mariah wore this item? Complete the lyric. What's that whistle? Just taking a whistle part of a song. So yeah, maybe just put in a few.
My favorite category.
Oh, what's that whistle? You like that?
Yeah, it's because I could listen to Mariah whistling forever. Like, I just love it. And I know some people, like the locals, don't like it, Like I remember my dad, when I was little, used to be like, turn like stop overplaying that part, just let the song go. But like I just like it.
I remember the story you said about your dad when Rainbow album came out and it was Bliss. He was like, nope, can't listen to this one.
Yeah,
We have to
and it
skip
was
it.
on the
Sorry.
way. It was on the way to the tour, on the 26th of February 2000. We was in our like in I think we had a Metro at the time, and we had the cassette playing. And my dad, I remember waiting ages for like the cassette to finish, fast forward into How Much, and then I was like, and he's like, I just can't handle that squeal. So I was like, it's not squealing, Dad.
So yeah, What's That Whistle was a last minute addition to the Lamb versus Lamb live quiz. So thank you so much for being on the YouTube channel for almost 3 hours playing against channel members. It was so much fun for me because I got to be the quiz master and you got to go up against some channel members. Then that's a fun way for me to thank those people and get them up on the channel, and you know they're supporting the channel by being a member, and I love that. So I want to do more of that. So yeah, look out guys for some practice round videos appearing on my channel. And then maybe someone said to me in the comments like, are we doing this every Saturday? And I was like, no, that's too much. But maybe I don't like once every few months. And then it was also suggested, Nayth, that you and I maybe like co-host the quiz. So I'll have you up on screen with me, and then I'll design half the questions, you can design half of them, and then we go back and forth. Because honestly, doing the live stream it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work because I've got to switch like cameras and getting different guests in, trying to keep an eye on the comments and getting the questions stacked. And so it'd be a very welcome addition for me to have a co-host. So
I can feel another like holiday coming along, so maybe we can do it in person sometime.
yeah, because of course last year was it around September, like end of the summer.
It was.
Yes, yeah, and here we are now in July. So oh my gosh, it's not going to be too much
Still with
longer
COVID.
until it's and still with yeah. But yeah, I guess it's coming up for a year of since you came and visited, and that's when we filmed several Lamb versus Lamb quiz videos. So you've been on the channel with Lamb versus Lamb. You were part of my book club. You've been there for some live stream moments. So, and it's been a full year of the channel. I'm currently celebrating 1 year. Thank you. And thank you for being a big part of it. You've been a regular on the channel and maybe now a regular on the podcast as well. So thank you.
I'm a true treacle slag.
We had to explain to Gia in America what slag was because I think did Taz use it? Yeah, it was in the Pride one. Yeah, it was in the Pride edition of the podcast. We weren't talking about you. Well, I was saying no. Of course, we're talking about Mariah, but not in that context. What? How did the word slag come up? It was. We weren't just describing Mariah, of course. Oh, it was. It was Malachi on Twitter when he got his pride flag and he tweeted about it, and Mariah retweeted it, and he said, I think he went to say like slag flag, referring to his boyfriend, but it came out as slag that, you know, and the fact that Mariah retweeted it, it was just funny for us, but G is like, wait, what's a slag? So we had to kind of explain it. So yeah, great to have you on the podcast.
I think it stands for something. I think it's an acronym, but I don't know what of.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to look into that. But
suck long and gag.
I told you before we started, I don't like to really edit these conversations, Nayth. I like to keep them, unless there's a real need for timing, I like to leave them just run, because then it flows better and it's less work for me as well. And here you are with that dirty mouth of yours. Welcome to the podcast. I have a little drink to toast the occasion. What are you drinking today, darling?
I'm drinking some, I always say it really wrong, red wine. I always say like Cabernet Sauvignon. But it's
a Cabernet?
Cabernet.
And I'm on the VODs. Cheers, darling. Cheers. Thanks a lot.
Cheers. Happy 1 year anniversary.
Merci beaucoup. Okay, so today's topic, let's get into it for the children. When I invited you on to the show, I said to you, if there's a particular topic that you want to come with, then that's fine. And if I've already got that topic pegged with someone else, I'll let you know. But you said, can we talk about music videos? And I said, yes, absolutely. It's on my list because it's a big thing to talk about, but I haven't got any particular person or context. So yeah, you can totally take it. So that's what we're going to do. We were like, okay, well, let's talk about music videos. How should we go about it? And I thought, well, let's just not overcomplicate it for any unnecessary reason. Let's just dive in and talk about some of our favorite ones. So that's what we're going to do. We'll take it in turn. We'll go back and forth. I've got a list of 10 to 15 of my favorites, and I think you've been reminding yourself. In fact, you were a little bit late joining me to record this because you were caught up still watching some. So we've been watching videos, and we've got a few favorites. So have you got a list there? Are you ready?
I do. I hope I can read my writing and make out the abbreviations, because I love an abbreviation. I've noticed, and I'm hoping I can make out what they are.
Okay, well, let's just dive in. You're the guest. You go first. What is one of your favorite Mariah Carey music videos?
So I tried not to go for like the obvious. However, I had to pick Honey. That was the first one that popped in my head, and yeah, Honey, because I was going through like all the music videos, like one by one in order, like Vision of Love, Love Takes Time, and things. But then I started to be like, I'm not going to get through them all in time. So I just started like shuffling them, and I had to watch Honey. I just had to.
Yeah. Well, I
so
don't
I
mind
have some
telling
notes.
you, Honey is number one on my list as well, because before I started going through the list of videos to remind myself, I just threw down a few that I knew would be on the list, and Honey has to be there. I know why I love it, but you tell me why you love it.
Keep it PG.
Oh, I will. I wasn't even going there. I wasn't talking about lyrical content. Visually.
So, love the concept, and I've put shade, believe it, coincidence. So, we all know the whole saga of the Tommy marriage and the Tommy Mozzarella marriage, and Mariah has denied that she purposely made the Honey music video of her being locked up in a mansion and then freed and then strips, and then the first set of twins come and things. I don't believe it. I honestly think she's thought, look, this is my music video. I want to tell my story, but kind of like tongue in cheek. So I don't think it's just a coincidence that she happens to be locked up in a mansion, and then suddenly she's being filmed with loads of seamen.
Yeah, like she said, it was maybe subliminal, like it's in the back of her mind. I think it was more of a conscious conception. It's like its own little mini movie, because the music doesn't even kick in right away. There's a scene at the beginning, and I love all the imagery and everything it represents, and it's just fun. She said many times it's one of the first times she's genuinely and truthfully enjoyed herself making a music video. We got glimpses with things like Fantasy, but Honey, she is just living her best life. I love the concept, and it's just beautiful. My favorite shots, I want to ask you this, my favorite shots are when she's on that little like sandy island, not at the end where she's frolicking with the guy, but the ones where she's got like wearing the white, and there's like the white sails behind her, because I just think they're the most beautiful shots to me. But do you have a favorite like setup or scene or anything in the video?
I love the first shot, like when she's like handcuffed, and then like the little like
like like looking up under her hair at the guys, rolling her eyes.
Here, I think it's on this one, catchphrases. And my mum is constantly going, like, if I mention the word gum, she'll be like, not for me, for you. And things like that. And like the Spanish as well. She taught me Spanish. Like, stupendo is your hair and things. So I've also put on here freedom, and then a little drawing of the twins.
Oh my gosh. Nate's holding up his notebook for me, and there's crude drawings on the page. No, I mean, I don't want to spend the whole hour talking about Honey, because we really could. I think that's the whole conversation, is the Butterfly album, Honey, the symbolism. But I think if any lamb makes a list of their top 10 or however many favorite Mariah videos, Honey is going to be there. So it's the first one on your list, it's the first one on my list. So Love that. I'm going to throw you one of mine, and
Hmm.
mine is it's quite similar really in terms of reasons, but I put Heartbreaker and also the Heartbreaker remix because
Me
I know they're
too.
they're very different. They're very different, but I
Hmm.
just love from the first one. It is fun and it's cinematic. It's grand in scale. That was a really huge deal. Her hiring that movie theater. It was like $2 million or something around that figure. It was a seven-figure sum. It was a really, really expensive deal, and I love the fact there's the birth of Bianca, and we've got like the storyline and Brett Ratner and what's the actor's name that was in it with her? The guy Jerry
It's the guy from
O'Connell.
Joey. Yeah.
And on the flip side, the remix is just so fucking sexy. I love the fact it's just
Yes.
female empowerment. They it's great. It's all about them, and it just felt like such a moment. So I couldn't pick between them. I love both the videos. What about you?
Me too. Amen. So I really like Heartbreaker, the original, and also the remix. Um, and Bianca. I really, really want Bianca to come back. I know she came back as like a tease during the Sweet Sweet Fantasy tour, but
I think we'll see her again.
I'm hoping so. Um, and also, I thought I wrote a thing on here, but I didn't. There is so when I was 7, that came out, and I used to sing along to the remix, and I think they sound like two completely different songs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
First of all, and also I used to listen to the original and the remix and sing along to like the Bratz version and Missy Elliott's verse, not version. Um, and as I've grown up, I've obviously listened to the lyrics and I'm like, nah, Missy Elliott does not say that.
Yeah. No, the
And then I read
content
the
is yeah.
lyrics
It's
and I'm
really
like,
something. It's there.
what?
It's there. Yeah. Yeah.
Like she does what about word?
Yeah.
So I can't believe my mum and dad let me listen to that, but
I'm sure it was over their head. When I was getting ready for this podcast, I was reminding myself that remember back in the day we'd get like was it MTV like making the music video. And
yes, I put that in my notes as well. What was I say?
there's footage out there of Fantasy, Loverboy, Heartbreaker is one of them, and it was like a part one, a part two. But then I
Boy,
did pull, and boy, I did pull a little audio clip because this is an interesting point that I was going to bring up later, but it's from the she says this on the Heartbreaker video shoot. So let's play this now.
If this comes out good, can I get a freaking MTV Video Award or nomination at least? It's so ambitious. I don't know how much of the original concept is going to end up actually being on MTV. So we're going to have to see. I mean, I'm really working hard here, okay? This is Brett Ratner, a great director. This is a lot of work going into this. Swing it on home with the nomination.
So she mentions it a few times that she was not getting nominations, she was not getting awards, and I felt like she was really putting it out into the universe explicitly, through clips like that by saying, "Can I get a nomination? Like, can I win a freaking award?" Because she hasn't won an MTV Video Music Award. She's been nominated. I looked it up, and kids, correct me if I need correcting. I believe her MTV Video Music Award nominations are one Sweet Day with Boys to Men, which is random because I'm like, production wise, like that's not like a big moment. Honey remix, I'm like, yes, absolutely. I Know
oh, I
What You
love that.
Want with Busta Rhymes, I'm like, okay, whatever. And then We Belong Together, Shake It Off, and Touch My Body, and all of those in like recent memory, I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Heartbreaker did not get a nomination for an MTV Video Music Award. She's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nominations. One of them is Buster. And I think for me, it's just crazy that she hasn't got loads of nominations and she hasn't had an award. I think by this point she just gave up. But there she was back in '99 saying, hello,
Mm.
what the hell? I mean, what are your thoughts and feelings on this situation?
I think it should have been nominated, purely because it's Mariah Carey, but also, it's one of the most expensive music videos ever made. I think it's the second. It's either the second or the fifth, and in there is like two Michael Jackson music videos. So I think I'm sure it's second to Thriller.
I think it used to be. I think by now it's been bumped down, but I think it's probably, it might not be top five anymore because things just, cost more now anyway, and inflation and stuff. But I wouldn't be surprised if she's still top 10. At the time, she was absolutely like top three, top five. It was a really big deal, that video.
And I believe that the behind the scenes is about an hour long. Like the MTV base behind the scenes is about an hour long, and the work that went into it, I think it deserves an award. And it's one of the videos that I watch, and I notice different things every time.
Yeah, there's a lot to absorb. There's a lot of detail. Maybe there was some kind of like thing with her and the MTV. Like how does that not get a nomination? So maybe there's some kind of thing. I think she was like, yeah, whatever. It's like the Grammys. Past a certain point, you're like, okay, you're not feeling me, whatever. Sorry, the Scammies.
Yeah, I really like the music video, and my favorite shot is the I believe she's on like a stage, and it's filmed from like below.
I know, yeah. And it's like from her shoes
and then
upward.
She's always like this, and
yeah, I like those ones. And I think that's my favorite setup, and my favorite particular shots I think are actually like the whistles at the end where it's like close up, because she's got the hair kind of moving. It reminds me a little bit of the Butterfly album cover where the hair's got some kind of air and flight in it. And Mariah's been credited so many times by people that get involved in her videos, like Brett Ratner, that she's the queen of like double time, where you film the video, you play it double speed and you lip sync to it, and then when they play it back at regular speed, it looks like you are moving in slow motion and the hair's moving slow, but your mouth is to time. So Mariah is one of the original lip sync assassins in the game, because she's so good at getting that effect down. And when you watch things like not all the time. Well, shade. I need a shade sound effects up in here right now. Add that to the soundboard next time you come on. But yeah, I think, I don't know, there's so many good things. Listen, we need to take a very quick break, but when we come back, we have got many, many more music videos to talk about. So we'll be back right after this. Members of my YouTube channel get access to the podcast after show each and every week. Extra Chop is the official after show, and you can get more of me with each guest every single week. To become a member of my YouTube channel, check out the link in the description of any one of my videos, and you can enjoy not just the Hey Lamb podcast each week, but also the after show. And we are back. So we have covered some of the, I think, maybe more obvious ones. Let's see how we go. What's next on your list, Nayth?
We Belong Together.
Okay, it's on my list as well.
This is in no particular order.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're not ranking. It's hard enough just to pick a few. So, yeah, I haven't made it really difficult by saying let's rank. But, yeah, so why is We Belong Together on your list?
I hold that music video very dear to my heart. Mainly because, where are my notes? I've only just realised in the last couple of years, her eyes, she backed her eyes to the music.
Yeah.
At the beginning. So I was like, wow. And now I can't unsee it.
It's just really satisfying to see, like, this whole time. Yeah. I've just always loved that part because it's right at the beginning, and it's just like, it's just really cute and satisfying.
And you mentioned the whole, like, she's the queen of double speed. And she would have shot that at double speed, wasn't she? Because it's isn't she moving really slow?
No, I think it's real time, that shot.
Okay. And then so I met her on March 26th, and I believe the parts when she's in is it a Tuga? No?
Oh, in the hallway, those shots in the tunic.
Yeah. I believe that was shot the day before I met her, because I remember some friends were outside the hotel, and they kept hearing the same song over and over again because nobody knew of We Belong Together at that time. Well,
you say some friends. I was one of them. You remember?
Okay, I didn't know if it was you or if it was.
Yeah.
You know.
I was outside the hotel. That's why the video is so, because I don't think the video is like groundbreaking. I think she looks beautiful. No. I love the shots in the tunic in the hallway, because her makeup is beautiful. I think she just looks gorgeous. But the reason it's on my list, Oh, she really does. The reason it's on my list though is because same as you, I hold it very dear to my heart. I was outside the hotel while she recorded those bits. So there's the hotel suite, and she's in like the dressing table mirror, and then they've moved the bed and they've got just the headboard, and then possibly the shower shots, I don't know, but the hallway I think is done there. And we were outside the hotel that day for 12 hours. Now, I didn't often spend 12 hours outside a hotel without ever seeing Mariah. When I was doing the whole hotel camp thing, you know, hopefully we'd get an autograph or a moment or something. That day was one of the longest days, and there was no we didn't get anything. Like, it was literally 12 hours as a group of friends outside the hotel, just enjoying each other's company and the bleak British wet weather in it was March, wasn't it? March 2005. And we heard the song pumping. We heard it. Now, I can't remember. My timeline gets muddled. I feel like we did know We Belong Together. I remember the first time we heard it, I was in the car and it was played on a radio station. I can't remember like when It's Like That, We Belong Together, it all came out and how that links up with that visit of hers. So maybe it was nude. I don't know. I don't remember.
So in my timeline of events, because that weekend was the best weekend of my life. I remember she performed It's Like That on Top of the Pops, and that album wasn't released until like 2-3 weeks afterwards.
But also on Top of the Pops that day, she did a pre-record for We Belong Together. Because because when you watch that, is it VH1? Is it called Mariah Carey Uncut, where you get to see a very brief shot of a baby me backstage with Mariah in her dressing room. You get to see her tour manager Michael pop in before, and then they're discussing what she's about to go back in and do. He's like, first you've got It's Like That, and then you've got Belong or something. There's a little bit of like an exchange between them, and it's clear that she is recording performances of It's Like That and We Belong Together. She was doing a pre-record
she's wearing the sequin see-through-y.
Oh, I love that. Thing. Yeah, with no back, open back. I'm trying to Google here while we're talking when it came out. But sorry, it says it was released March 29th.
Oh,
so maybe that's when
they shot the music video really
pushed
quick,
like last minute. Yeah, maybe that's when it got pushed to radio. I don't know when the video came out. Anyway, so yeah, I love it because I was outside. You love it because it's the weekend. You met her and everything. So yeah, we've got personal memories wrapped up around that. I love the fact that it's one of her biggest songs, and I look at all these different shots in the video, and I'm like, that was in London, and I was outside. Mm-hmm. It's just a cool
every time I watch it, I'm like, I know who's outside that hotel. And also, wasn't the this is nothing to do with the music video, but also the end note, how it was just by chance you did it.
Oh, the whole like story, yeah. She had people coming down, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't figured out ad libs and stuff." Because normally the chorus maybe would repeat, and she would do ad libs over the top. That's the thing that she likes to do, and we know and love her for that. But she was like, "Let me just do it." Yeah, if she had more time, maybe it would have been a whole different thing. Let's press on because the minutes are ticking away, and I've got loads more videos to talk about. I'm sure you have as well. Next up on my list, and it's just a quick mention, Cry Baby. I think I was going through it in chronological order, so I got to the Rainbow Era, and I pulled out Cry Baby because, I mean, I laugh and cringe because of, like, you know, the technology and stuff. It's just so, like, technology dates so quickly in things like music videos. But for me, it's the vibe. I love, like, the cereal and the milk and throwing the glass, and you do get that kind of late night insomniac kind of vibe. The throw with the limp wrist. But it's those shots where, like, you know, she kind of turns and it all blurs, and it's just, I think it's a really good encapsulation of the mood of the song. I think it feels like a really like late night kind of video, and it wasn't super common to see it on TV. I mean, maybe I'd catch on MTV Base at the time, like very, very rarely, and I used to get really excited. And when I look back at like older music videos, Cry Baby is one that I'm like, yeah, that really did the job of representing the song well. How do you feel about Cry Baby?
It's not one that I visit that much, but I do like when I do visit, I'm like, I love it. I think she looks beautiful. Like, I don't know why I say that, because she looks beautiful in every single one. Like, it's Mariah Carey. There is a part in it that it's so random that I get this stuck in my head, but like at least once a month, I will start like singing a part, and I'm like, "What is that from?" And it's the ringtone at the beginning of it. Like,
What is it?
and I'm like, so that it'll do my head in, and I'm like, where do I know it from? And then I realize that it's the thing.
Oh my gosh, you're crazy. All right, what is next on your list? Give me another one. Give me another favorite.
Oh, let's go. Let's throw it right back to Vision of Love.
Okay, not on my list, but it's
Okay.
an iconic moment. But tell
Why
me
is it
why
not
it's...
on your list?
Just because, I'll be honest, I haven't got anything before Honey. And
Really?
Fantasy and Fantasy Remix do need a shout out because it's fun. But I looked back, I was like, I love it, but I love it more for like the musical significance. It's not anything really about the video, but I just feel like I kind of, with the early videos, a lot of them, especially the first two albums, I kind of like put them all like on the same shelf in my mind because she looks pretty much the same. The first album, I mean, I Don't Want to Cry, it is something that is different because, oh, there's like a scene, there's like a house, there was a guy that kind of got edited out. The hot guy that they weren't happy was in the video, but a lot of the early videos, it's like, yeah, there's a young Mariah with the same look. There's no real, and I think that's fine. They're introducing her, and it's all about the voice and everything. But there's nothing about the video that makes me go, wow. I do like the video. I think it serviced the song well, and it's iconic. I mean, I'm so happy Vision of Love is her debut song and video because I think it's classic. So there's no hate, no shade. It just doesn't wow me to make it onto my list. But I'm talking over you. Sorry. Tell me why it is on your list.
So it's on my list because one, it's her first single, and two, so I have a whole paragraph here for it. So first of all, it's I've put I love the simplicity of it, and when I was watching it, I've never thought this before, but I was like, imagine being her at that time. She's 20 years old. And she's shooting her first music video for a song she wrote. Like, watching it, I feel so proud of her, thinking, that she is basically still a child in the music video. Like, she's 20 years old. She's a child compared to what I am now. But I just look at her and I'm like, she must have felt so proud being the little Mariah that she was in the shack and all the things that happened to her growing up. To then be like, I'm shooting a music video for a song that's going to be on my debut album. I wrote this song, and here I am shooting a music video for it.
Wasn't it the second one? Because there was a whole original video or something that got binned. They didn't like it. She didn't like it, or something. I can't remember. Yeah, what was the story? I can't remember the details. But I know the video that we have now, the one that lives in eternity. That's actually the second version because there was a whole previous one.
See, I remember, I think Mariah said that it was because she was dressed too provocative in it.
Oh, okay.
I can't help but think, I know she's probably not dressed like this in it, but like just in like a bikini. But I can't imagine that she would actually be dressed in a bikini because the I Don't Want to Cry music video was changed because she was dressed too sexy. And she's not really dressed that sexy in it. She's just wearing a dress.
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of there's a lot of skin, and then she sat on the floor with like her legs kind of crossed. You get a lot of leg, and she also mentioned when she did the number one to Infinity residency, she did rants and reviews or whatever on YouTube, she said of I Don't Want to Cry. Part of the reason it was re-edited or they reshot some bits is because there was this hot guy.
So I Don't Want to Cry. All right, it could have been a good video. The director's cut is actually a really good video, but because there was a quote hot guy in the video, they made me reshoot so many parts, and it was niche. It really wasn't good. Like I have to tell you, it was so much better the original way. They were upset because my dress was blowing up. Everybody was so dramatic. Why with the drama? I don't understand.
And the guy he's still there, but you blink and you miss him. Whereas in the original version, and you can see this on YouTube, there's channels that do side by side comparisons. He's in the original one. He's in the original one a lot more.
I bet Tommy was fuming when he saw Honey.
Oh
And
yeah,
there's another one that has a guy in it. Oh, what was it? Can't think of what
my
it was.
all. My
My all,
all.
that's it.
She's up on the lighthouse and she's not even dressed. She's got like a blanket wrapped around her and the
Uh-huh.
like post-coital, she's had a good time in the bedroom kind of hair and she's there with the guy, yeah, so honey, my all, yeah, I bet Tommy was
So
seething.
Mile is on the number one's video VHS that I have. And I remember watching it because I think most of the music videos on there would have been the first time I'd seen a music video because we never had satellite or anything until I was about 10, 9 or 10. And I remember watching the Mile music video and like saying to my mum, I don't like that that man has his hands all over her. And I was like 7 or 8 at the time. Um,
You
I
cute
just
kid.
remember thinking, I don't like it. Like, stop touching it. So there is. I did find something out in my research about Vision of Love
Yeah.
that it has a Channel 4 version, and I don't know if that's our Channel 4 or not.
Yeah, you
But
sent me, it's like a screenshot of doing your research, and I was like, what is that? And you said you were going to come back to me.
yeah,
So, yeah, what did you find out about it?
so welcome to my TED talk. I so there's a like side by side comparison on YouTube, which
Yeah.
was really interesting to watch because I never knew that there was two types of the music video. I knew that there was a scrapped version, but I didn't know that there was two release versions.
Is it something to do
So
with the green screen with like the window?
yes,
Oh, I feel like I
yeah.
actually remember her saying something. So,
So
yeah, remind me.
in the official music video, it's an orange sunset, and I believe a swing in a tree.
Mm-hmm.
And in my notes, I put really bad green screen, but it was 1990, so
Yeah, it's early.
what do you expect? And in the Channel 4 version, it's a blue sky with clouds
Do you know
going
what?
over,
I can picture it. Yeah. I can picture it. I can
and it has
picture
a
it.
different ending. So the official video is just her, it kind of fades out with her doing this. And then the,
Podcast, Nate. That's not very helpful. But it's like
oh
very
no,
rolling her head, like rolling her head
like
and looking
rolling
away
her
from the
head up,
camera.
yeah, to her good side.
Yeah,
And then the Channel 4 version is her like kind of like caressing the microphone stand,
yeah.
and then like she rolls her neck again. And I was thinking like I was trying to remember which one's her bad side, and I don't know if that's the Channel 4 version because that's the side she doesn't like.
I need to look it up. Let me need to move
I'll
on to
send
some
you a
other
link.
ones. But yeah, send me a link. I need to remind myself. But I can kind of picture the blue skies, and I feel like it looked a bit more cheesy. But like you say, the green screen it isn't great anyway because
Yeah.
it's 1990. Okay, right. Next up on my list, and we're gonna pick up the pace a bit so we can fit some more of these in. Next up on my list is Loverboy Remix because it's fucking crazy. It's just nuts. It's bonkers in a way. And I look at it and I'm a little bit like, oh, well, we know she was overworked and frazzled and she really is
Yeah.
switching it on as like an 11 out of 10. And I'm like, oh, do I actually feel a bit guilty now watching that video back? And is that her being a bit manic? But actually, I think she's just really feeling it and giving it her all. And I love it. It's fun, camp, colourful. Yeah, that's it. That's why I love it.
I've never thought of it like that. Now you've said it, like her being manic. Like
Just
when
a
she's like,
bit
you
like
gotta let me get in the cake.
you gotta let me do the cake. Yeah, from the making of.
I'm about to pop out of a cake. Basically, this is my cake moment. And nobody wanted me to do the cake thing. And I'm like, you gotta let me do the cake.
But I think even I just really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. Give me another one from your list. What's another favorite of yours?
Let me pick one with. Okay,
Wow,
so
you're like
this one-
flicking through the pages there. Like we love a guest that comes prepared. You've got notes on notes on notes.
I've gone up to. So I watched all the way up to Anytime You Need a Friend, and then in my head I was like, okay, then what are some ones that really stick out to me? So one that really sticks out to me because it is the first song I ever heard of hers. Can you remember what it is?
No, you like to throw these
Okay.
tests at me. Like how much do I remember about your fandom? Remind me.
We no, it's not We Belong Together. Without You.
Oh, actually, yes. No, I do remember you telling me. Yeah, you would be singing along. Yeah, the TV.
So even though I don't really listen to it that much, I love the song. I'm thankful she covered Phil Collins.
Without
No,
You's not
not
Phil
Phil
Collins. Should I do you a favour and edit that out? Or should I have my fun and leave it in?
Was it Badfinger?
Do you know what? I think so. I'm not even going to commit to an answer.
And Nielsen, somebody Nielsen. But anyway, tangent. So I hold this music video really, really dear to my heart because it is my favourite concert of hers ever. And it just takes me back to... so one thing that kind of makes me sad watching it is in the memoir she mentions the concert, and when she's arriving there she's like, these people are for me. And it was when she first thought she was famous, the night of the Close My Eyes concept coming to her in the bathtub.
Isn't it interesting how like we have these moments that we enjoy, and but then we kind of like, well, I enjoy it, so but then you almost take it for granted. But now because of the memoir, you look back and you experience it or appreciate it in a whole different way. Like you've always enjoyed that. It's in a very early, like childhood, very early memory for you, and it's precious to you already. But then you now look back at it and you remember how she felt arriving to that concert, and then what she was writing and creating when she left that concert. That is a really good, really good point. We need to take another very quick break, I'm afraid, but when we come back, we are going to continue. There are so many more videos we need to try and fit into this hour, but yeah, having lots of fun with it. So we'll be back right after this break. Thanks for listening to Hey Lamb, guys. I hope you are enjoying it. If you are, you can leave me a little tip. You can buy me a drink over on buymeacoffee.com. It is a great way to show your support to your favorite creators by buying them a drink. Simply head over to buymeacoffee.com/heylamb and you can tip me with a little drink. Cheers. And we are back. So we have got a few more minutes. So what I'm proposing is we go for a speed round and we just throw a few more videos out with a few comments, because otherwise we're never going to get everything off our chest. I'm sure you've got many videos listed there. So a quick one for me, Shake It Off. Emancipation, fun. And there are a few in jokes there for the lambs. It kind of goes shot, shot, shot. It's linked together. There's some really classy, sexy looks. Fun. Very happy with it. Still love it to this day. What's next for you?
Definitely. Next for me is Forever.
Oh, another live performance.
So I like it because it's obviously like prime Mariah, and watching it today made me really like sad and emotional. Like I did shed a tear because I was like, you can really see in some of the candid shots of her like in Japan, and she looks so sad behind her eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that poor girl is going through so much in her personal life.
Now we
and
know.
Like, she's been like, and there's a shot of her like holding a coat like by the hook, and she's like this, and she's like, she just looks so sad, and I just want to give her a hug.
I'm finding that, yeah, like we said before the break, there's certain things now because of the memoir, I look back at them and I feel a little bit differently. So I haven't watched the Forever video in a while, but I think, yeah, with that in mind. Next on my list, again, another Emancipation. In fact, let me get it out of the way. There's two from Emancipation. I've got Get Your Number and Say Something. Now, Get Your Number is not my favourite song from Emancipation, but in the club, bright colours, the neon, the yellow dress, love it. And Say Something is Mariah Carey and Louis Vuitton, two of my biggest loves combining, and Mariah frolicking on the luggage and like closing down the store. That Louis Vuitton store I have been to in Paris, I love it.
Wow.
So it just scratches an itch. It's very satisfying for me. So shout out to Emancipation videos because, yeah, they were doing it for me. What have you got on your list?
So this wasn't going to be my next choice, even though I loved the song and the music video. But because we've spoken about We're Not Together, Shake It Off, Say Something, Get Your Number, I have to say it's like that. It makes me freaking smile, that music video. Just like, you know, she's had Glitter, then she's had Charm Bracelet, and then she's had It's Like That. And It's Like That gets played quite a lot on the radio here.
Yeah, people still love it.
I'd say like one more down from Fantasy. But I just love it. I I remember seeing a video about it that it was it's full of Illuminati symbols, and I love it. There's shade about Tommy Mozzarella in
Yeah,
it as well.
yeah.
And I just love it. She looks sexy.
And it's
I love
fun.
Yeah. So yeah.
Some of the best videos are the fun ones. And which brings me to my next one. I need to give a shout out to Touch My Body, because she combines looking great and being sexy and being playful, but getting her sense of humor across. And that's where there's a disconnect, I feel, between general public like Joe Blogg and Mariah. They think she's taking it all seriously with the diva thing. Well, here she is walking a freaking unicorn. You know, like she's in on the joke. Like it's not all serious. So I love the fact she got her sense of humor across, and it was such a big song. Everyone saw it, so I like that everyone got to see that side of her. Similarly, it didn't make my list. It's not a personal favorite, but like Obsessed, because she's being playful and she's having fun.
I never thought about Obsessed. The whole Eminem thing as well.
The fact that she went there and did that, like she took herself out of the diva, moment, and actually gave us that.
But it's
so
not Eminem.
It's not. It's not. Wow.
It is.
Okay, we couple more each. What have you got?
I have got. Oh my god, I had one. I had one in my head that I didn't write down, and I can't remember what it is. So I have got. There's Got to Be a Way, which I think is an underrated music video.
Why?
Okay, so it is double denim, which I think she pulls off really great. Another one is, I love the colors they use. It's like very, it reminds me of the photo in the liner notes of Music Box, where it's like the blue and white tone. Mm-hmm. She looks beautiful, is what I've written down. And also, I can't help but think in the music video that, and it angers me to think this, that there's some sort of like whitewashing going on. I don't know what you think, if you remember the music video, but it just, we all know about the whole like trying to tone down. She mentions in the memoir her blackness. So I just don't know what anybody else thinks about that.
There are. I never look at any of her videos and think, oh, that's like a conscious effort at whitewashing or anything. But I do look at some of the videos. I'm like, oh, that hair isn't lit well, or that is like bled out. That's very, very, very like bright, and like it just bleaches everyone in the video. But I think also it's part of it, like the emotions video. That's like this kind of like the style. There's a lot that it's like the saturation and the contrast and everything. It's at that place. It looks very, very 90s, but There's Got to Be a Way is one of the videos.
It's a very 90s video.
It's very, very 90s, and there is just a big bright light on her. Like it really is almost like a bit much. Right, final ones quickly each from recent memory. A No-No, and again, this is me separating music from the video, because A No-No is not one of my favorite songs from the Caution album. It's not one of my favorites, and it had to grow on me. I do like it, but it's not a favorite. But I really think the music video did a great job. I love the color palette. It's playful and it's fun, and it's mostly the color palette. I just think it's really, really fun and colorful. So yeah, that's the final one I want to give a shout out to.
So this didn't make my list because I didn't get that far in her catalog. But hashtag beautiful.
It was on my list. I didn't get to mention it, so I'm glad you did. Thank you.
It's not my most favorite song, but my favorite shots in it are if I could delete every single shot in it and keep these shots, I would. And it's the ones in the yellow dress when she's like turning and kind of like flirting with Miguel in the car and things. And I just
very playful.
I think she looks amazing. The behind the scenes is amazing when she's like, "Why do you want me to frolic in the dirt?" So it's just things like that I like.
Now, the reason we've kind of rushed through, did a little like power round there, is because I did warn you I was going to go here. I'm going to press you. We've saved just enough minutes. I want you, Nayth, to dig deep into your soul and force yourself to pick a couple of videos that you're not a massive fan of, because there's got to be a couple at least.
So I have one dislike. The only thing that really came to my mind was I don't. And I've underlined it, exclamation marks it. I'm showing my notes to the camera.
It's double underlined.
It's double underlined. exclamation mark. I don't, I love Mariah to freaking bits. Like, she can do no wrong to me. And I know that she can be a little bit influenced by some people. That red wine's really gone to my head. I know that she can be influenced, and she was influenced by one of Satan's demons. And I just think in one of the shots, first of all, YG really, really annoys me.
On the
To the
track.
point where on the track, I don't listen to the part with him. I have the Mariah version, the Mariah only version. But I just think, I know I'm going to get some hate for saying this, but it's my opinion and I'm entitled to it. And I'm ready for the backlash. I just think she looks a little bit like a joint of ham in one of the shots.
Okay. And I think everyone's going to get that terminology.
Okay.
But I feel like I'm kind of with you. I can't. Okay, I've got 4 that I picked quite easily that I don't like, and I don't is on that list. I just felt like the whole song wasn't a moment or a mood, and I feel like it's one where she's trying too hard. I much prefer where she landed with GTFO, because that is a much better kiss off in terms of mood and vibe and looks. It's more effortless, whereas I don't. I think she's trying too hard, and I think that does go down to some of the clothes as well. I don't know. I don't. Okay, should I shock you with my other 3? Don't hate me, Nathan. Don't hate me, anyone else. One of them is "There's Got to Be a Way."
Oh,
I'm sorry, because all of her first videos are very, very samey. I just feel like someone said this to me the other day, and I can't get it out of my head. It looks like a bit like Sesame Street, like that fake street. Like Big Bird could just like pop up at any given reason, at any given moment. Yeah. Okay. So very quickly, "There's Got to Be a Way." I've mentioned it before. I want to know what love is. I feel like it's someone's college assignment. It's not great CGI and stuff, and I love the concept. I love the lambs that are in it, but it doesn't really hit the mark for me. And I've always been a little bit on the fence with "Hate You." Again, love the concept. I like some of the looks and some of the shots, but then others I'm like, oh no, that wasn't. Maybe we kind of ran out of choices or options. I don't know. There's no hate on "Hate You" or any of them, but we all have our favorites and our dislikes.
So "Hate You" would have been my second dislike.
Oh, okay.
So I don't, and "Hate You" makes a sentence, but also I just don't. I prefer I think it's the AT&T commercial version when she's like walking up to a mirrored glass wall.
Yeah.
I think she looks beautiful in that.
I like the jacket. I think it's a Vivo. Yeah. I think it's for Vivo.
A Vivo, that's the one.
Right. Okay. So, well, we powered through, and we have still got just enough time to play the resident game here on the podcast. It is time for Spin, Pin, or Bin.
Yay!
And this time we are playing it with music videos. So I have got a different list on my phone right now. It's not every single Mariah Carey song. It's every single Mariah Carey video. So we're going to pick 3 at random, and we have to assign 1 to spin. Love it. Keep it. Pin. Not sure. Bin. Yeah. Don't need to see it ever again. And we invite everyone listening and watching to join in. Are you ready?
I really hope I don't on there.
Because that would be an easy bin submission. Okay, right, here we go. Butterfly, Don't Forget About Us, and Get Your Number. Wow, okay. So, Butterfly, full of symbolism. Don't Forget About Us.
I know already.
Is romantic and cozy, and Get Your Number is just so freaking hot and sexy. So, Butterfly, Don't Forget About Us, and Get Your Number. So, Spin is the favorite. Bin is the least favorite, and then the middle one is I'll put a pin in it for now. Now, I love Get Your Number, but I'm going to bin that one, I think. Yeah, because it's fun and flirty. I like the looks, but yeah, whatever. I'm going to pin Butterfly because I love the song, but this is specifically the video. I think there are some parts of the video I could change. I don't love the look. Like, the hair's really big and bushy, and the cheeks are so rosy, like she's been on like this big run or something. I don't know, but
It's
the
getting up that
symbolism.
tree.
And getting up that tree. But Don't Forget About Us, I love, because it's sleek, it's sexy, it's flirty, and there's her paying homage to Marilyn Monroe, and I think it's a very, just sleek and sexy. So my favourite, my spin, is Don't Forget About Us. My pin in the middle is Butterfly, and in the bin goes Get Your Number, sadly. What about you?
Okay. So my bin is Get Your Number. Because to me, it's not the greatest on the Emancipation of Mimi music videos. My pin is Don't Forget About Us, even though I love the whole Marilyn Monroe and thing in it. And there's like 2 seconds, which I love, which I can't describe. And my spin is 100% unequivocally Butterfly, because my tattoo, I love butterflies. And it's a very, I relate to the song very well. And I love the fact that it probably has taken an effort to make her hair like that. But I love how she looks. I think there's a lot of symbolism in it as well. Like, that's one of the ones I have notes on. And there's the shot of her like in a corner in a really dark room with a horse. And I was like, does that mean something, like her locked away in Sing Sing or whatever? But yeah, I love Butterfly.
It is a classic. So those were our choices: Butterfly, Don't Forget About Us, and Get Your Number. Let us know in the comments below the YouTube video, or let us know over on Instagram what your choices would be. That was spin, pin, or bin. And Nayth, that brings us to the end of the episode. So thank you for being my guest. This is the first of many podcast episodes I'm sure you will be here for. So thank you for joining me. Guys, if you want to catch up with Nayth on social media, it is I am Nayth Moore on Instagram, on Twitter, and also on YouTube. I don't think there's been an upload in a little minute, but you are there on YouTube. So you're a busy guy.
And also my phone was ate through the bottle, so I've got a new one, so hopefully I'll be able to make some new videos for you.
Fantastic, so look out for that. Thank you so much, Nayth. And hey, you guys can get more of Nayth and I chatting about Mariah's music videos over on the after show, so check out Extra Chop. Nayth, I'll see you there. Let's have a little refill and let's go into the after show.
Thank you.